Tonight, we're chasing one of the oldest mysteries orbiting above our heads. Not the kind that shows up with dramatic movie music and suspiciously perfect lighting. No, this one has survived over a century of rumors, photographs, radio signals, and enough internet arguments to power a small city. Meet the legend of the Black Knight satellite, a mystery that has people asking one dangerous question. Is something watching? Or are humans exceptionally talented at turning loose bolts into mythology? Let's find out. The receipts. The Black Knight story is actually a patchwork of several real events that became stitched together over decades. It starts in 1899, when inventor Nikola Tesla reported receiving unusual repeating radio signals while experimenting with wireless technology. Tesla himself wondered whether they might be intelligent in origin, though later scientists proposed natural or human-made explanations. Fast forward to 1960. The U.S. detected unidentified objects in polar orbit before many known satellites occupied those paths. Speculation exploded. Later historical analyses suggested many of these detections were likely classified military hardware or misidentified space debris. Then came the photograph that fueled the legend. In 1998, astronauts aboard the Space Shuttle Endeavour photographed what looked like a strange black object floating over Earth. Conspiracy circles declared, "There it is, the Black Knight." NASA answered with considerably less cinematic flair. It was a thermal blanket that escaped during a spacewalk. Humanity, naturally, looked at a floating insulation blanket and replied, "Ancient surveillance probe." You have to admire the confidence. The hidden lesson. Whether the Black Knight exists as an intelligent object or not isn't the most interesting question. The better question is, why are humans so captivated by the idea that something has been quietly observing us? Maybe because observation changes behavior. When people believe they're being watched, they often become more conscious of their actions. Ancient wisdom traditions have long taught a similar idea, though in spiritual rather than technological language. Live as though your choices matter, because they do. Not necessarily because a mysterious satellite is keeping score, because every action shapes the world someone else will inherit. Core lesson. Don't mistake mystery for proof, but don't let certainty become so rigid that curiosity dies. Wisdom walks between blind belief and arrogant dismissal. One asks questions, the other pretends all the answers are already known. Whether the only thing circling above us is space junk, or whether the universe holds surprises we haven't uncovered yet, the greater mystery has always lived much closer. Can humanity become wise enough to deserve whatever answers tomorrow brings? Because sometimes the greatest watcher isn't orbiting Earth. It's your own conscience. And unlike satellites, that one never loses signal. Receipts. Why the Black Knight story doesn't hold up. The collective. Let's separate the iron from the rust. Because every mystery deserves curiosity. Not every mystery deserves blind belief. Receipt number 1. The story wasn't born all at once. The Black Knight satellite is actually a quilt sewn from different stories across more than a century. Someone grabbed Tesla's radio experiments. Someone else tossed in Cold War satellite rumors. Then they sprinkled in a NASA photograph, mixed thoroughly, baked for 40 years on the internet. Congratulations. You now have a legendary alien satellite. Humans do this constantly. We call it pattern making. It's one of our greatest strengths, and occasionally the reason Uncle Larry thinks pigeons work for the government. Hack receipt 2. Tesla never said, "An alien satellite is talking to me." In 1899, Nikola Tesla detected unusual repeating radio signals while experimenting in Colorado Springs. Tesla openly wondered whether they could have an intelligent origin. That was an honest question. He never claimed proof. Today, we know natural radio emissions from planets, solar activity, and other cosmic sources can produce strange signals. Later researchers also suggested Tesla's equipment could have detected early terrestrial or atmospheric phenomena. The mystery was real. The conclusion wasn't. Receipt number 3. The famous NASA photograph isn't mysterious when you watch the entire mission. The iconic image came during the STS-88 mission. Conspiracy videos love showing one still photograph. Funny how they almost never show the rest. Mission footage and astronaut reports documented that a thermal insulation blanket escaped during a spacewalk. The object drifted away. It tumbled exactly like lightweight insulation behaves in microgravity. No sudden acceleration, no intelligent movement, no disappearing into hyperspace while playing jazz. Just insulation. The most famous alien probe in history may have been Space Construction Litter having the busiest day of its career. Receipt number 4. The 13,000-year-old satellite has no evidence behind it. You'll hear this number repeated everywhere. Ask one simple question. Where is the evidence? Not another YouTube narrator. Not another blog quoting another blog. Where is the original archaeological record? There isn't one. No recovered hardware. No verified ancient texts describing a machine in orbit. No observatory records. No peer-reviewed evidence. The number simply echoes through conspiracy circles because repetition sounds comforting. Truth doesn't become stronger because it gets copied. Receipt number 5. Secret government doesn't automatically equal alien technology. During the Cold War, both the United States and Soviet Union launched classified satellites. Many remained secret for years. People observed objects they couldn't identify. Unknown became alien. History says otherwise. Governments hide military projects all the time. They don't need extraterrestrials to explain why bureaucracies love stamped folders labeled classified. Humans invented paperwork long before warp drives. The hidden secret nobody talks about. Here's the genuinely fascinating part. Psychologists call it apophenia. Our brains evolved to connect patterns. That ability helped our ancestors survive. Better to mistake a shadow for a lion than mistake a lion for a shrub. The same brain that recognizes a friend's face across a crowded room can also connect unrelated mysteries into one grand narrative. It's not stupidity. It's an evolutionary shortcut. Wonderful servant. Terrible detective when left unsupervised. The truth worth keeping. Does this mean every unidentified object in the sky has been explained? No. There are genuine unidentified aerial phenomena that remain unresolved. Unidentified simply means we don't yet know what it was. It does not automatically mean extraterrestrial spacecraft, future humans, or ancient orbital guardians. Real investigation requires patience. Mystery is an invitation to ask better questions, not permission to skip the evidence. The greatest hidden secret isn't a satellite. It's how easily certainty seduces us. One person believes everything. Another dismisses everything. Wisdom lives between those two cliffs. It says, "Show me the evidence, and if the evidence changes, so will I." That isn't weakness. That's intellectual courage. And unlike conspiracy theories, it ages remarkably well.
Channeled by your architect musician, 36110, 27 palms of eyes. The golden whisperer, sea star, Devalan sea all. Apply the news you can use, truth and accuracy. The real non-bedazzled jewels.
The collective. If there really is something watching us from above, let it find a people worthy of being remembered. Not because we uncovered every mystery, but because we refuse to lie to ourselves while searching for the truth. Legacy isn't built by collecting sensational stories. It's built by having the courage to let go of the ones that don't survive the light. Every generation inherits two things: the stories they were told and the responsibility to test them. Some stories become wisdom, some become warnings. The wise learn the difference. Here's the beautiful part. You don't lose wonder when a myth falls apart. You gain something far more valuable. You gain discernment. Because truth never asks you to be gullible. It simply asks you to be brave enough to keep looking. So keep your mind open. But don't leave it so wide open that every passing rumor moves in, rearranges the furniture, eats all the groceries, and starts paying rent with conspiracy memes. That's not enlightenment. That's poor property management. Walk forward with curiosity in one hand, evidence in the other, and compassion in your heart. The greatest inheritance you can leave the generations after you isn't certainty. It's teaching them how to seek truth with humility, question with integrity, and love deeply enough that wisdom outlives fear. May your legacy be this: that when darkness whispered easy answers, you chose the harder path. You carried the lantern, and because you carried it, someone behind you found their way home. Until the next scroll, keep your eyes on the stars, keep your feet on the earth, and never forget, the brightest light isn't the one circling above the world. It's the one you choose to become within it.
To our beautiful collective, From our day ones to every new soul joining this journey, we love and appreciate you deeply. You've turned this space into so much more than a community. You've made it a family. Thank you, truly. Your presence, your energy, and even the smallest acts of kindness have the power to shift the compass for many in ways unseen but deeply felt. Here's to each of you, old, new, and the many more to come. We're just getting started, and we're so grateful you're here with us. With love and infinite appreciation from the collective of Shaman All.
Until next time, your Sea Star Kiracy, channeled by 3611027, the Beautiful Whisperer. Our Sea Star Devalan. Apply the news you can use.